Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to compare texting platforms that are out there that I have personally used, and I'll give you my honest review about them, and so you can decide which one fits the best for you. Alright, so the way we're going to judge the platforms will be skip tracing, deliverability rate, price, the system optimization, do they have a mobile app, and there's one thing that really matters. It's called opt-out messages at the end of each message. It's very important for me, and I think it will be interesting for you guys to check it out as well. Those are the main things we'll be comparing the platforms in, and let's just hop into it. Alright, so we're gonna start with Batch Leads. So Batch Leads is a platform not only for texting. That's a very important thing to consider. Right now you're seeing on the screen is the pricing of the platform. I'll tell you the one I have used, and I'll tell you if it was enough for me to do what I was trying to do. So I use PropStream. I use PropStream as my main source of finding deals. So I didn't really have a reason to use Batch Leads for the regular system that they have. So I chose the cheapest base $39 a month system that they have. And the thing with this system, you actually have to buy the original base platform, so you can purchase the texting platform on top of that. So for $39 I got the base platform, plus for $69 you actually get the texting platform. With this texting platform you get 1,000 messages a day. They can charge you $1 per phone number per month, and it's 3 cents per text message. Okay, so it's actually very well done, and I did enjoy this platform. I was using this platform for a long time. I think I used it for I would say probably 6 months of my wholesaling journey, and it did bring me a lot of deals, so I can't complain. I did enjoy this platform. But if we're talking about the pricing, so the price is $118 plus $1 per phone number and 3 cents per text message. There is a way you can save a little bit of money if you integrate with this other app with other software called Twilio. If you integrate with Twilio, what you can do is that you'll still pay $1 a month per phone number, but your text messages will only cost you 70. It's like 3/4 of a cent to send instead of 3 cents per text message. So you can actually save a good chunk of money. You'll be spending less than a third of what you would be spending with Batch Leads if you use Twilio. So I didn't know that before when I was using it. If I knew that, I could have saved a good amount of money. But I know it now, so I want to give you guys that insight as well. Skip tracing on this platform is pretty well done. It's batch skip tracing, and it's not the greatest skip tracing you'll ever buy, but it's actually really good as well. So if we rate the skip tracing from 0 to 10, I would rate the skip tracing as solid 7, and which I think is really good. I've used horrible skip tracing services, I've used better ones, and I believe this is a 7. The deliverability rate. So deliverability rate used to be really well, and something changed, so the response rate changed as well. So what they added is another thing that we're going to talk about, is the opt-out messages. So back when I started using this platform, they didn't have opt-out messages. So what that means is, when you say, hey John, do you own the property on 123 Main Street? And at the end of the message, the platform automatically adds something that says, if you're not interested, say quit, and then they would take you off the list. So they never used to have that, but then they added that back, I would say in October or something, and it definitely changed the rate of deliverability, of response rate. Definitely became kind of a problem for me. I've tried, changing my messages a little bit, do this and this, and it wasn't bad. The response rate has dropped. I would give a response rate a solid 6 on Batch. The reason why I would give it a 6 is because you can't really play around with the opt-out messages. You can't take them off, and because the other platforms you will see there's a little bit of a more flexibility than Batch gives you. System optimization wise, the platform is really well done. It's very, very intuitive. The lists are well done. The information about the properties are well done. So I did enjoy the platform a lot. So system optimization wise, I'll give this a solid 9. I think it's really good. There are a couple things that I would twitch, but I think it's really well done. And then the last thing is the mobile app. I give their mobile app a 10, okay, because they have a separate app you can download from your Play Store or your Apple Store, and it's really good. The reason why it's really good is that it's pretty much this platform that you saw, but it's on the mobile app. It's really nothing different. It's absolutely well done. You get notifications, you know exactly which person called you and which person texted you and all that. So I definitely enjoy the mobile app. I think it was the best thing about this platform, to be honest with you. So I would give this platform, overall, I'll give this platform an 8. I think it's really good, especially if you're starting off and not trying to spend too much money. But I think there are a little bit better options out there if you're willing to spend a little bit more money on the software. Number 2 is Smarter Contact. So Smarter Contact is an interesting platform in a way that it has really good things or really annoying things. Skip tracing. The skip tracing, I'll give this one as maybe a little better than batch. I'll give this an 8. The skip tracing on this platform is really well done, and they are able to find most of the phone numbers really well, and when I texted those phone numbers, about 90% of the time they do come back correct. Pricing wise, so there are 3 different pricings. There is Starter, Pro, and Elite. So Starter is actually cheaper than Batch. So because in Batch you'll spend $118 to get a text messaging platform. The only thing there, you actually get a software platform that like a regular, kind of like a propstream platform for that money as well. So if you already have propstream, then there's no reason for you to have an extra platform. The skip tracing price is the same on this one as Batch. It's 15 cents. I forgot to mention that about Batch. It's 3 cents per message. And it's also, they have ringless voicemails, which I never use, so I can't really talk about that. I've used ringless voicemail with PropStream and I really hated it, and maybe I would do it one more time sometime again in the future. However, it was not my favorite thing to do because it's kind of, you know, I did ringless voicemails and then my phone blew up with a lot of answers. The good thing about the software, it gives you 500 messages monthly. That's technically included in this $100 price. So if you multiply that 500 by, that's $15 off technically if you think about it. So let's say you're paying $85 for the software. When you think about it that way, this is actually a cheaper version. So if you're starting off, this might be a good option for you if you're really not, if even saving $40, $50 a month is a big thing for you. So I think this could be really good price-wise. Deliverability rate, I think I'll give them a 9 on this one. Their deliverability rate is actually really good. I don't know why I chose the most difficult word to say. I could have just said response rate, but I'll give this a 9 on this because I think it's really good, well done. My rate of my response rate on this was about 35%. I think it's 35 or something. Batch response rate was about 20 to 22, so it was definitely a jump in the response rate, so I definitely did enjoy it. The thing about the opt-out here, they didn't have opt-out messages, but then they recently added them. However, I just have got emails from them saying that you can take off those opt-out messages if you purchase the Elite option. So I guess if you're gonna spend $200, you can take off the opt-out messages. I don't know if I really do like that they cannot give that option to the starter option. That's kind of just trying to force them to buy the more expensive option. But that is an option. If you do like this, let's say you try to start it out and you do like it, then you can purchase a $200 option and then you can take off those opt-out messages. The system optimization, I gotta have to give this one a 6. It's not great, I'll be honest with you. It's there are certain things that I do not enjoy about the system. Like it kind of is intuitive to certain things, but the texting itself is not done very well. There's a lot of glitches and little things in there, here and there. So I don't really love it. I don't hate it, but when I was using it, I was like, well, you know, I wish this was a little bit of a more well done, well programmed software. I'm sure, but this platform, they're always improving. So I'm sure they will be improving, adding more things in. So by the time you see this video, I don't know when you see it, they might be doing much better job at this point. But I'm just letting you know my personal opinion is that you know, it was not great. Is it a deal breaker? No, because especially when you started off, you kind of want to Your most important thing is your response rates. It's not the optimization of the system, but you know, it's definitely something that if you're going to be spending hours and hours on the software, you want to make sure that it doesn't irritate the hell out of you and you actually do enjoy using it. The mobile app. So they don't have a mobile app, but what they do have is for the $200 option, you can actually see it right here, mobile text alerts. So for the most expensive option, they will send you text messages when somebody texts you. But here's the problem. They will not specify which lead texted what, and you cannot reply through those messages. So all you do is that, let's say you're walking around a grocery store and you get a message from a seller saying, yes, I do want to sell. You literally have no idea who texted you that. That is, like, I was not happy with that. I was literally, I'll give this one a 5. Yeah, they tried to say they do have it, but it really does nothing for you because you don't know who texted you, what they text you. It all comes from the same number. So yeah, I'm not very excited about their texting alerts. It's a 5. I'm being very absolutely honest. I still think it's a good platform for beginners, but I don't really think that when you're paying $200, that's a good hefty price for a platform. That's, you know, there's some platforms that's about the same price, but they offer much better service, which we're gonna get into in a second. So overall, I'll give this platform a 7. So the reason why it's a 7, I guess it's not, I think it's a good platform for a beginner, but if you're paying, like if you're doing many more campaigns, you might as well get other platforms that you can pay a little bit extra and get much better service. And let's get into the one I'm actually using right now a lot. And like I said, I constantly try different platforms because there are certain things I like, certain things I don't like. I don't marry myself to a platform. Yes, it takes a little bit to learn a platform, but they're all most of the time done kind of similar to an extent, so that when you do change it up, it's not that bad. You may just take a day to understand how it works, and then you'll get a handle of it, and then you can just move on. And then when you actually learn it, it's super easy to use any platform. So at the particular moment, I'm using a lot of Lead Sherpa. And for some reason, I don't know why, there's not a lot of reviews of Lead Sherpa online. I don't know if it's because they don't have an affiliate program, so people don't feel the need to review it. Well, I just want to review it for anyway because I do think this platform deserves certain attention. So number 1, pricing. I mean, you can see on the screen, this is just to purchase the platform. This not includes any text messages. This doesn't include skip tracing, nothing like that. This is our 2 plans. So there's $400 a month just to own this platform, or $800 a month just to have the platform. The thing is, they do have a $250 plan that when you get on a phone call with them, they actually have to qualify you so you can use their platform. They don't want certain markets to be oversaturated, so you know they can only have certain amount of people in certain markets using their platform. So you have to get on phone call with them and get the pricing. So now they have a $250 plan that actually gives you 5,000 monthly prospect uploads, and you can use their platform. That's all it really is. It just gives you access to the platform. It doesn't give you anything on top of that. If you do the $400 a month, you get 15,000 monthly prospect uploads. And what this means is that after you skip traced, or after you got from Propstream, you got the leads, you skip trace them, then you can push them to the campaign in Lead Sherpa, and you can only do up to that many properties. So if you have the $250 plan, it's 5,000 properties a month. If you have the $400 plan, it's 15,000 properties a month. I particularly at the moment have the $250 plan, but I am in the process of thinking probably I will be switching to $400 plan very soon, because it is definitely worth it, especially with me growing and I have a lot of busy stuff going on. So I definitely think the $400 plan will be something I'm going to be doing. So let me just show you the platform itself. So the cool part about it, you can tell it's very simply done. I do really enjoy this platform. So pricing wise, even though it is a little bit of expensive a platform, but when you get a handle of it, it is definitely worth it. Skip tracing. I'm gonna give this skip tracing a 9, I don't know what you have to do for me to give a skip trace a 10, but a 9 is a very close runner-up. You know, it's really good. The skip trace LLCs really well. It's also 15 cents per skip trace, so it's not incredibly expensive. It's not more expensive than any other platform. But yeah, so I definitely do enjoy it, so I'll give it a 9. Deliverability rate, so response rate, I will give this an 8. It's not as good as Smarter Contact because Smarter Contact does have really good deliverability response rate. I have to give it to them. What this platform does, so when you create your texting templates, they ask you, do you want to use the opt-out message? Do you don't want to use? But there is certain good and bad things. When you're not using the opt-out messages, you really have to try to stay compliant. So you do your own research. I'm not an attorney or not a legal advisor to tell you anything how to do or how not to do things. But I had to figure out how to use it properly. They still say that even when you don't use the opt-out message, you're still compliant because you're technically not soliciting people, because solicitation means that you're trying to sell them something. When you're texting people, you're not soliciting because you're not trying to sell them a service. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're trying to say, hey, I want to buy your house. So it's two different things. You're trying to give them money instead of take money from them. So I'll give the deliverability, the response rate, an 8 on this one. System optimization, I'm gonna give this a 10. I really have no questions. I absolutely do enjoy it. It's super awesomely done. I really like the interface of this thing. I do really enjoy how it's done. So I'll give this a 10 on the optimization. The mobile app. So the mobile app is not as good as Batch Leads, but because Batch Leads is actually like a proper mobile app that you can go on the Play Store, download it, and then it sends you notifications and stuff like that. Lead Sherpa does not have a separate app. If you go on, I don't know about Apple, I guess, but if you go on Play Store, they don't have an app. What you have to do is go on their website, and then somehow from their website you just download it, and then you have an app after that. I think that's how it worked for me, and then now I do enjoy it. It does not send notifications, so if you get a text notification, you will not know that you got a text notification unless you really go inside the app, which is not the greatest thing. But if you do go inside the app, you can actually know who texted you. You can look up the property. You have the mini version of, let's say this right here, you can have the mini version of that person on your phone. So you can mark them as qualified priority, you can reply to them, you can look up the property, whatever, all that stuff while you have them in the app. So I'll give the app a 9. You know, the only thing I don't really like, it doesn't have notifications. So after all in all done and all in all talked about, I'll give this platform a 9 overall. And it actually makes sense. You really get what you pay for in any given circumstance. So the Smarter Contact is a little bit cheaper if you include the free messages, but you get a little bit of a less of a well done platform, if you want to say it that way. And it's okay, it's good for a starter. You know, technically you only spend $85 a month for the platform if you include the 500 free messages. So that's good. If you're starting off, that's really good. Then if you have a little bit more money, you can go to Batch and spend $120 a month. If you want to have a better platform than that, Lead Sherpa is the way to go, $250. Yes, it limits you on how many prospects you can do with Batch. I think there's a 10,000 limit for $120. Here for $250, you only get 5,000. So to match that, you would have to actually get I guess they don't have a 10,000 one. They only have the 15,000 for $400. So it's kind of a jump between $250 and $400. But let's say even if they had, it would probably be about $300. So it is kind of more expensive, definitely. But, and I forgot to mention to you guys, with this one, you can also integrate Twilio. What you can do is you'll pay $1 per phone number to have, and you'll pay 3/4 of a cent for a text message. So yeah guys, this was a video, just I went deeply in all these platforms. I talked about this a lot just because I've used all of them, and I do really enjoy texting, and that's what I do most of my day anyway. So I get to know these platforms very well. So you got this from the first perspective, and this is my honest review. If you did enjoy the content, please subscribe, leave a like, comment if you have any questions, and as always guys, peace.